Okay, good day everyone. So today we are going to discuss CSS 12 and that is our subject. All right. So our topic for today or for our first meeting will be all about assess quality of received materials. So before we discuss the topic, let me first read to you our objectives. So the objectives are at the end of this module, the learners shall be able to apply quality standards in computer system servicing. So the first one is you have to obtain instruction in accordance with standard operating procedures. The second one is you have to check the received materials against workplace standards and specifications. The third one, you have to identify and isolate faulty materials related to work. And the last one, you have to record and or report defects and any identified causes to the supervisor concerned in accordance with workplace procedures. So now we may now proceed to our topic. So our topic is all about assess quality of received materials. So as a student, the student must relate material properties to product and process quality. So these are the factors that must be taken into consideration. So when choosing the right material for the components and assemblies. So the first thing that you're going to consider is you have this selection of material. So in selection of material, this is one of the most common tasks for design engineering. So the ability to assess the material's impact on the performance of a product is crucial for reliable performance. So sometimes buyers are also considering the label or the name of the company. So um, as a buyer or you have to select a material that you think has can give you great quality of materials. All right, so examples of it are the HP printers. This can some are used for some computer hardware. All right, so when selecting of materials, you have to select. It's not because it's cheap or it's expensive, but you have to look at the quality of the product. All right, that is the selection of material. And the next is you have the testing of materials. So the testing of material properties is widely understood to be the key to obtaining data for a project, performing failure analysis, or understanding material interactions. So when you say material testing, this provides information on the quality of incoming and outgoing products. Inspection test equipment and techniques are demonstrated for a wide range of materials and assemblies during the class. So this provides the participants with both knowledge of the common failure modes. So on testing of materials, as a buyer or as a seller, you have to try to test. You have to test first that the machine, for example, if it really if it really works. So before you buy a product or just for example the printing machine, you have to try to check it first. You have to test it first to make sure that it really works. So that is for the testing of materials. And then the third one is what we call the cost of material. So was what I have said a while ago. It doesn't matter if it's cheaper or expensive, all right? But you have to make sure the quality of the material. So when you say cost of material, this is considered also when you are going to buy or when you're going to select materials for a specific project. Just for say for example, a printing machine. You have to make sure that the quality is good. Alright, so will you buy material which is less expensive but worst in quality? Alright, so um it's useless that it's cheaper, it's less expensive but the quality is not good. Alright, so another thing is that will you buy material which you cannot afford? Also, of course, um, you have also to make sure that you can afford that material also. All right. So the amount may also be may vary, but never taken for granted. So the quality and the reliability of the material also. So again, you have to make sure on the material. It doesn't even matter if it's cheaper or expensive, but you have to make sure the quality of the product. So some people look for places which can meet their standards and right for materials. All right. So some people also will look for a place where the company is known or the shop is known. All right. So that's part of choosing also it's part also of um, selecting materials for a specific project. All right, so there is also a characteristics of a common materials for increase of security. So the characteristics of it is also a great factor in the design and planning process. So the evaluation of the longevity criteria and assessment of site environmental factors are vital to project planning. So the specific knowledge about the project and general common sense must dictate design and material selection. So although many materials can offer enhanced protection, often the most cost-efficient and readily available material that provides reasonable expectation that project must be considered. All right, so when you are going to plan and design, you have to before you plan and design takes place, you have to evaluate the material options and system requirements. All right, so these are the characteristics of the materials to be used for a specific project must be. First one is the good quality. Again, as what I have said a while ago, it doesn't even matter if it's cheaper or expensive things or machine, but you have to make sure the quality of the machine or the project. So when you say good quality, this is the most important factor when choosing materials to buy. So products with good quality are long-lasting and safe to use because you know that it follows certain standards before being commercialized. Alright? So again, you have to remember this one also. You have to check if the machine is long-lasting and safe to use. Okay? And then the second one, we have the reliable. So some people buy machine to places which are common, all right, which are many buyers went there, all right, that's reliable. So meaning if there is many people buying, so means that that shop or that company is reliable. All right, so it means that when you say reliable, it means that you can be sure that it will perform its function well. So it will operate safely and will give the best it could give. All right, and then the third, we have the suitable for the application purposes. So you have to choose the materials which are very necessary to make the project possible. So making a list of products, materials to buy is a good trait of a wise consumer. So products which are not to be used must be crossed out. So meaning, hindi dapat bilihin kung hindi na siya kailangan. Yung mga necessary things na dapat ang kailangan nating bilihin. Pag ibig sabihin ng suitable for the application or process. Kung ano lang yung kailangan, ano lang yung mas importante, yun ang uunahin. Yun ang bilihin. Alright? So, next is the low cost. So, it doesn't mean that you will choose for the less expensive one and exclude the quality. So low cost means you have to choose the materials without hurting your pocket. And you have to choose the better quality. Again, ibig sabihin nun, paulit-ulit kong sasabihin, hindi ibig sabihin na less expensive siya, um, hindi mo na siya hindi mo na titingnan yung quality. You have also to make sure again the quality. Again and again, quality. You have always to remember that word quality when choosing or when buying things. Alright? Okay, so we also have the things to be considered when receiving materials. So first is you have to match the packing slip to the items received and ensures that the materials are destined on tour department. And then also, the second is that you are receiving the materials indicated on the purchase order with regard to quantity and discount, and then that the materials are in acceptable condition, and the terms regarding installation and or setup equipment are met. So, ibig sabihin ng apat is you have to check kung talagang sa inyo ba yon, nakapangalan ba sa inyo, yung amount is tama ba, yung discount na nakalagay is tama ba, and then, dapat, you have also to check if yung gamit na in-order nyo is walang sira. Alright? So, yun siya. And then, pagkatapos, meron tayong receiving reports. So, whenever goods are received, so the person receiving the goods must have a document or must document rather the goods received. Alright? And then, using the administrative software, that all goods were received for each requisition before any payment can be made to the vendor. You have to document first all before kayo magbigay ng payment. Alright? So, any exceptions must be noted so that partial payments can be processed or defective goods can be returned. Again, before tayo magbayad, i-check muna lahat ng in order if okay ba siya, wala bang problema. Alright? So, para ma-process if may defective na mga goods na in order. Alright, so when you say return of merchandise, so when the merchandise received is incomplete or may sira, kulang or sira, the supervisor will return the materials to the supplier or to the store where it was bought and make arrangement with the vendor for replacement. So ganun yung sa return of merchandise. And then yung last or yung pinakahuli is you have to make an inventory report of the materials. So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng make an inventory report of the materials? So, ibig sabihin, you have to make a report or magsulat ka ng mga report kung ano yung mga na-receive mo na materials. Alright? Galing sa in-order nyo. So, all materials received must be listed and be reported to monitor. How many materials are already on hand, purchased, or na-damaged? So, effective management checks are an important means of providing assurance of the integrity and security of the benefit processes. They are also useful in identifying training needs, indicating possible weaknesses in procedure, and ensuring the section meets its accuracy target set for best value performance indicators and purposes. So that's it for this week of lesson, and we will meet again on our next meeting. So, and we are going to discuss another topic. All right. So thank you for today and goodbye.